everyone, I have this really fun drawing for you that we're going to do today, a piece of cake. Okay, I love doing desserts, and we're going to start with just a wedge of cake. I love actually drawing desserts, and I love to eat desserts. So I'm going to start with my pencil with a straight line down like this. Okay, and then let's go and put an angled line down. Now the top, this angle is going to be about the same as that one, or it can get a little bit wider as it goes out. So we're gonna angle that down about the same. Okay, and this is going to be the top of my cake up here, and I'm gonna go a little bit beyond this one, so I'm probably gonna go out to where my finger is here. And let's go up like that, right to my finger. Okay, now the side of the cake is going to come straight down, and I think that this is easier to go with your pencil first, and then you can go Sharpie, just because we're going to put some fancy frosting on this, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's just easier. All right, there we go. Now I'm going to do the back of my cake, and we're going to come straight down just to be parallel with these lines. So this one and this one are all parallel to each other. Okay, now this is quite an angle if you see this. So my angle there has to be the same angle as there. So that is where I'm going to make my line. And when I do my line, since it is like cut out of a circular cake, that's what I want it to be, I'm going to kind of make that bow just slightly. Okay, so that has to be the same angle. All right, so now I've got my wedge of cake. Okay, now we can do a layered cake where we have some frosting in between these, so we'll put a line that kind of goes like this and some good frosting in there. There we go. And this doesn't have to be super straight, these lines. There we go. Get that. Okay, now I am going to switch over to my Sharpie. Now you can use your pencil as to do this, but I'm going to start with these lops of frosting that I'm going to put down here. You can dress this up however you want to dress it up. So I'm going to start with this little kind of thing that looks like that. And I'm going to come around, and I want to kind of go up the side of the cake like this. This is why it's a little easier to put your pencil down there first. Okay, so I've got that one. Here are some really easy frosting pipes. So if we're going to do a star, we can just kind of start like this and have it come up, and then just keep coming over like this. And from the other side. Okay, so you got something like that, and then the next one you would start kind of smaller behind it, and then it would be the same type of thing where you just keep peeking in the center. Okay, and then we have the twist, which that one you can do a little tight little curl like this, come around, and then this one is actually kind of fancy because it comes around like this. And then you have the other ones that come around. Think of that little pipe. So those would go around like that, and then they would come around the back of the other side. So these would just come around like this. So then the next one, you do a short little hook, and then these would come around, and these would come on the back side of that, and however it was going around the edge of your cake. So short little hook, and again, so it would kind of turn. So now I've got that frosting line kind of going up and around, and now I'm going to do it here as well, because usually they do the top of the edge of the cake and the bottom of the edge of the cake. Let's do this kind of poking behind here a little bit like that. Okay, right on the line. All right, so I'm gonna get this frosting to be kind of over on the side here, And let's go around it and down like that. I'm gonna go something like this, and the shells, those you can kind of get a shape of them. So it comes down, and then if you kind of shape the edge of the shell like that, and then you bring it back a little closer, and then you do your lines. Okay, and this would kind of repeat with the next one, so it's the same type of thing. So you kind of go on the edge and you're bringing that down like this. They are bigger in the center, and then they get kind of smaller as you go back. So you just make that shell shape, and then you just kind of come around. Okay, and then just do a little pearl. So it's almost like a little drop. So that can just be around the edge of your cake. So those are 3 different ones. All right, so I like this frosting on the edge of the cake. Okay, so now that we have that frosting in, I'm just gonna go ahead and I am going to make my line coming down, and that just shows, this double line just shows like how thick this frosting is. All right, we're gonna go right like that, and we're gonna do the same thing with this. So we're gonna have this kind of frosting be a little thicker here. So we're gonna do this double line. Okay, and then start from the top of that and come back. And you know, this could be super flat and perfect. It doesn't have to be. And you can get those sprinkles like wherever you want to. When you do sprinkles, I always like to put a few on the side, and like I like to overlap them a little bit. Like think of how sprinkles would fall and they'd be haphazard, like in different spots. They just wouldn't be so perfectly placed. So let's get a few here and there, and a couple off on the side. It's so much fun to draw desserts because they don't have to be perfect in any way. And then you can add whatever you want to on it. Like this cake could have a strawberry on it or something like that, or a cherry, or even a birthday candle if it was a birthday cake. Okay, so a few back here, and I am just about done. Okay. And there's our cake. So I hope you enjoyed this little draw with me. I'll see you next time. Bye!